Greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, here to share some time, entertainment, some space, and whatever you receive is what you get. But I'm here to be me, and the link is already pinned for those who may be present and may be wanting to join the chat. But today it's a new me, and I hope there's some new. I hope everyone is feeling renewed and reinvigorated. Um, it is very possible. The eye is in the behold. The label is in the eye of the beholders. So there's some who may view me as some sort of tyrant and authoritarian dictator. About Man, that stuff is crazy. Guys, I am genuine, all about love, sincerely. And today, that's what I kind of want to talk about, like usual. But the topic, the idea I want to discuss is uniting the heart, the mind, and heart. Uniting the heart and mind together. Because that's where we find our balance. It's where we find our joy in being and the most productivity. You know, the world has taught us to live in varying states of confusion. I've been there, done that. I've seen a lot of others doing it, and I know what I used to experience. But, brothers and sisters, if you can just consciously, intentionally, at least for a little bit, whether it's with me or at a later time, practice these things in your own head, bringing your mind into your heart to view things from your life with a different perspective. And I watched, I talk about him often, that guy, Aaron Abke. I don't have a link, but I encourage, he's got some great tips and some great explanations. And some of this may have come from some of the things he was saying. I heard him saying that. My notes today were about becoming love, because love is truly who we are. When we don't cloud ourselves with judgment and bitterness and, resentment, when we don't cloud ourselves with those things, man, humans are pretty lovable creatures. They really are. And it's easy to lose sight of love for ourselves because the world wants us to, be confused. But we're not, we're not here to share confusion, although that is available to be found. What we are here to do is, what I'm here to do is to remind you, whoever you might be, today or at a later time, just reminding you that love is present. It's eternally present. It's always within you. It's always with you. Love it comes in many forms and many different ways. But love is the beauty, right? And here's the keys to happiness. I was reminded of this by somebody. I mean, it's so succinct and true. Appreciation, gratitude, compassion, and care. Without those things, you're depriving yourself of love, right? Appreciation, gratitude, compassion, and care. Those are the things that make life magical. Because when we can find things to appreciate, we feel better. Gratitude, too. Compassion and care. How many times a day do you tell yourself, I don't care? I don't care about that. I don't care about them. Snafu. I don't want that name on your thing because I know that's not you. rename yourself, please, and then I'll bring you. You're welcome to join. Different choices, Jack. Yes, thank you. There's different choices available, and each day brings forth. Cynthia, you are a trooper. I saw you've got something scheduled for later, so I hope to be there to share support to you in whatever ways I can. No, that's not any better, Snafu. You're not going to come up here just to immediately defame others, okay? That's not the purpose. You've got a greater purpose. We have a greater purpose together, my friend. And it's not listening to you share your accusations. Hey, God bless. And actually, perfect timing. Welcome, sister. Welcome, Cynthia.
Hi, Jack. How are you today? Jack, I have to be honest.
Yes, please do.
I'm on 10. I'm on 10.
Okay. All right.
I am pissed as fuck. First of all, I don't know what Wizard and Snaps are down there talking about. Who knows? I know. Somebody probably struck something and they think I know about it, but I don't. I just checked. Nothing's in my studio. I don't care. Okay. I'm pissed, Jack. I'm pissed at Moose, who came and played in your face yesterday. He played in your face. Did you see him this morning on OTWs?
No.
Up here talking about your panel, saying the only reason he was even cupcaking with me.
I saw a tiny bit. I may have seen some of this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he showed himself, and I heard Wizard explaining himself to Paul.
Dude, at least we know Wizard's a wizard. We know he's that.
Yeah.
Moose is worse because he's just a sneaky snake.
Well, Cynthia, I love you, my friend. You're in the right space at the right time, especially if you're fired up. You want to let some out? Because I got Snafu in the back.
Oh, yeah. His bitch ass.
You want to let some out, or should we just...
It's up to you. It's your show. I'm just pissed that Moose played on your show yesterday.
What do you mean? What is it you're seeing?
So Wait. He wasn't being genuine or sincere on anything he had to say. And what upsets me most is I actually was like, well, hey, let's give Moose a chance. Like, the dude is a snake. He's a snake. And I can rest well knowing that I tried. I recognized him as a snake. I tried to give him a chance. And the next day, you couldn't even wait to go over there to suck Paul's balls. You had to go the next day, the next morning. He probably sat up all night waiting for that moment because he just wants to be part of Paul's tribe so much.
I didn't see it, but you know what? He's disappointed me in the past too, because like you said, you give him the honest chance, and he's a man who's...
Is he a man? Let's start there. No, is he a man?
He's been influenced. He's not found the best version of a man for himself yet. When we found him, he was putting Paul up on a pedestal, right? So there's that. Hey, I'm gonna entertain Snafu just for a minute.
Go ahead.
We'll see.
Oh, both you and Cynthia. This is perfect to have both you guys together. When you guys talk shit about Snafu Crew, I would recommend both you guys checking your content out, looking at your studio, because one of you two is going to have restricted content and a video removed. And again, YouTube... no. You guys want to play this game with me? I sent Paul the receipt showing that they hit one of you two. And I told you to your faces, you want to keep being Nazi. You want to allow this bitch up here to fucking talk shit, Jack, when your real friends actually talk to you while this hoe fucking... we talked in private. That's what I'm saying. This bitch fucking running her... She just timed me out because she had a tilt day. just for all day today. Again, she's
Oh,
abusing her mention in your
Snafu.
chat. But let's just say I was honest with you and Cynthia and told, fuck you guys. You've been
Snafu, you're
not.
lying to yourself, and this is just absolutely immature, illogical, and unhelpful. So, Snafu, you are either out of control, right? You totally have given up self-control, or you're intentionally trying to sabotage me and others. I suggest to you, you find a better purpose for your time, and I can help you find easier ways to communicate.
I could send you the email YouTube sent.
You're not even listening.
I probably said something like, thank you for reporting a video. And somehow his simple mind is like, haha, her page has been removed. Like, come on, man.
I mean, what's the purpose? I mean, unless there's tangible, misinformation, or it's, this is, man, people are nuts, man. That's what I'm learning.
That's what I wanted to talk about, because that was such a genuine, on my behalf. I can't speak for anybody else on the panel last night. That was a genuine conversation I was having. That was genuine things that I was saying. And to know that somebody who is malicious, just malicious for no other reason than to be malicious, had totally different, and then used the content, used it to go and brag about it the next day. Oh, I was only up there. Yeah, there was a bunch of cupcake, and had the Moose had the audacity to thank Paul for waking him up and helping him get back to himself.
Yeah, it's a fascinating group of people. Hey, brother, it's a fascinating group of people we've discovered. But this is life, and this is the game that God has given for us, has brought for us. So what do? We are amongst the confused, and we can play the roles of the confused, right? Something that keeps coming to my mind when dealing with Snafu is, how wise is it to engage with a fool?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to present as a man that discusses. He wants to present as a fool. And so that kind of makes me look like a fool. I recognize that. Do you like having us look like fools, Snafu?
No, but I saw China Ian in there. You're gonna block me, but hey, Chad knows you sniff gas. Combat veterans know you.
What in the hell?
Why is he doing that?
This is a sickness. He's not responsible for him. Golly geez, he is. He's a grown man. Can't make excuses for excuses. Praise be. Hey, let's change the subject.
How was your day today?
Today was another day of blessings, honestly. Well, that's true and not true. I had expectations for myself today that I failed. So I felt some disappointment and reevaluating, but I'm recommitted to do better. And then I spent some time checking out what was online today. Trigger Man was going.
Yeah. They had this similar situation with somebody else, which I always find. Oh, Jack, are you
here?
Me?
Film in.
Guys, is Jack cheating on me? Anyway, so Triggerman's having the same situation, in where people were talking about okay, first of all, you should never ever develop I wouldn't recommend developing real connections on YouTube. If you meet somebody from YouTube, don't start calling them on the phone and telling your deep, dark secrets. Someone made that mistake, and then the person ended up revealing everything about them, and now it's drama over there. And so he was talking about today, when you talk to people from YouTube, understand that you only know so much about them. Like, you don't know what they do when they turn off the camera, and you don't know what their intentions or motives are for talking to you. I'm glad you're back.
You know, I apparently that Denise lady has been making a big deal out of me too.
Oh, and then she sent someone to my chat when I was restreaming yesterday too.
Did she really?
Yes.
This is insanity, Cynthia.
That's what he was talking about. He was saying that you can say something and you can innocently mean it, but somebody will take it in a malicious way, and then they will attack you, and it will just be their whole new thing. And but it's everywhere. It's a epic on social media, and if we were lesser people, it probably could have ran some people off, because they say and do things that you have to really be built for.
Yes. Hey, blessings to Ian. I think he's going. He might be going live again later too. I can't remember. Blessings to you, brother. This craziness. What you said. People are so quick to take something and twist it around and make that their conclusion, the totality of who you are. That's what Snafu's doing, and it sounds like Trigger Man and others are dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Smith. How are you today?
I'm good. How you doing, big dog?
I'm feeling blessed.
Hello, Cynthia.
Hi, Smith.
How is everyone?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm living the dream.
Absolutely.
It is a dream. In the present, we've dreamed all the past, and here we are. I think it's time for the world to wake up.
World needs to go woke.
Well, the world can wake up. That's what I'm thinking. I was just on Church of the Eternal Logos, another channel. They are doing a panel discussion on is nationalism truly on the rise?
I'll have to check that out. I'll jump on any panel.
Yeah, I'll drop it to the link.
Yeah, buddy. The only reason why I came up here was to give some love to the brothers and sisters, and to just ask people if they're entertained or AKA distracted, because I just feel like that's what a lot of the internet is. It's a distraction.
Can be. Or it can be a tool. It can be anything, can be anything we want, within reason, of course. But
I agree. It definitely can be. I'm just saying, I think for the most part, it is a distraction. It's not really leading. I'm not saying here. That's not my point. The point I'm making, just in general, it's a distraction. It's just buying them time. So that's all I got.
Congratulations, Ian. He just put down there in the chat, he's been 10 years clean. Yay. That's
hey. Amen. Yeah, so those stupid accusations that Snafu wants to throw around, it's like pointless. I don't see the point, honestly, and that's just what's crazy. This is the world we live in. Brothers and sisters, we can serve what is true. Actually, Snafu, here, I'm going to bring you back up again. But it's not for you to be a clown, and I'm not trying to mock you either. But we can either be present and be honest witnesses of this experience, or we're false
How about
witnesses.
we call Chad a combat veteran who put his life on the line for Americans? His credibility is way more than Ian.
Is there any relevance?
If Ian hasn't huffed gas recently.
Snafu.
No, combat veterans are fucking. Let's really.
Snafu, you failed to establish any relevance to your accusations. This is irrelevant to this time here and now.
Okay, you know what? I drop it. He knows what the fuck. Hey, you know what? You know you're lying, Ian.
Oh, all right, Snafu, you're done today. That's enough. There's no There's no communicating.
You know what concerns me, or what something that I think is, are there so many snafus on the internet that they overshadow people who genuinely come up here to have authentic conversations and to promote?
Cynthia, check it out.
Hey,
I
Gabo.
can show you guys an exact example that I want Jack to put snafu to the test. All right.
Okay.
Now, if you want to make a difference regarding anything that you're doing, we all know that this platform is controlled by algorithms, right?
Correct.
Okay, and I have a belief that Mighty Network is involved with that, which Zach Hubbard from the Gematria News works directly with them. So, snafu, if you are a citizen journalist like you claim that you are, we want to see some receipts. And that is relevant because that would make a difference, because that's the algorithms. Whether you're allowed to talk and your channel be seen or not, or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not throwing any shade at Snafu, but what I'll ask him is, what of the first time I ever saw him on panel, 5-6 months ago, was, how do you not see through the shit that Alex Jones is? Yeah, he's given some truth. When the people need a hero, we'll just provide him with Alex Jones.
Who's
You'll just
Alex?
put it in your subconscious. You'll think, oh, that's funny and crazy, and it gets people used to it.
Who's Alex Jones? I heard someone say
He's Bill Hicks. He's Bill Hicks, the comedian who.
He's PSYOP.
Yeah, exactly. He's provided there by the government.
He's got a name in the alternative media. That's where he got his fame and fortune.
He's the one who put 100% truth out about 9/11 and about that school place in 2012.
He's done some good things, and he's been misled on some others.
Well, yeah, and so what they were trying to do is say that truth is that you can't push any truth, because then he had to go and he got sued for $1 billion. Look it up, Cynthia. But everything he shared about that was true.
Hey, you don't have to be so arrogant, Smith. You know that?
I want y'all to know, when someone genuinely asks questions and y'all have that attitude.
How am I being arrogant with that?
Well, Smith, you're coming across as arrogant. Go look it up, Cynthia.
Because what I was trying to do was avoid saying Sandy Hook and all that stuff. So no, it's no arrogance.
And I think I think it's just maybe
Who's love,
his
Jack?
Personality too, though. I don't know if
Hey, respect. I can accept that, Goblin. Some of us present with kind of a rough edge and personality, but we are here to improve and to learn from each other. Welcome, Flo.
Happy Friday, cupcakes.
I owe you an apology.
What did you do?
I thought I saw good in Moose, and you thought it was truth. Then I realized you were right, and I was wrong.
Yeah, I'm used to people having that realization after the fact.
Yeah, I'll never make that mistake again. It's forever up and stuck.
I saw your post, but I don't know what it was referencing.
He went on OTWs, and he said that the only reason he was cupcaking with me is he was scared because I'm an editor and he didn't want to become content. And I should let you know you've become content. And he
Hold on. What are the odds? What's the possibility that that's reverse psychology because he wants some attention?
I don't know.
Very good.
Moose is crafty.
Yep, he
Dude,
is.
no, Moose is lost.
He's seeking attention. He doesn't know where to look, and he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting that it necessarily is the case. I was just, throwing the thought out.
I think you're accurate much of the time, and it may not be the totality. It just may be an underlying part of what he's doing, but that's what the ego does.
So my concern is
I feel like he might not even have any idea what he's doing sometimes.
True. Forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. Can you find that?
I didn't go that far.
Oh, sorry, I have that on. I had the wizards down there throwing. But my whole thing is, I was genuinely coming from a genuine place in any conversation that I had on that panel. Pretty much any conversation I have on a panel, y'all will know if I'm in troll mode. And then just to find out that this dude was just being a sleazeball the whole time. Like he really had ulterior motives, which...
Good point, Sophia.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people that are figuring themselves out. And the way they figure themselves out is by making mistakes. So maybe he'll recognize eventually that he made a mistake by not honoring the hopes of others, right? Actually, that kind of brings in a topic I wanted to get to. I think that's part of the disease of our people. And if this speaks to you, please don't be offended. But we live in a world where people have been conditioned not to care. It's maybe we had to do that so we could survive different situations. But then we've got these big calluses on our heart. We don't care. Drives us nuts.
Yeah, America's pastime's not baseball, it's apathy.
Jack,
Yeah.
you know the G in the Freemasonic symbol. That's the seventh principle. It's the law of care. If you
I
don't
thought
care,
this ain't
you
nothing
don't
but
do
a G
shit.
thing, divide and conquer.
It has to do with both of them, honestly. But
Thought it meant
has to do with
groovy.
care. You can't do anything without care. Seriously, good or bad.
Yes. It's well, and the reality is this world has taught people to obey, not to think for themselves. So they're walking without minds, and then they don't care about their others or beyond their small little circle, and so then they're living without a heart as well. Humans have been chemically and mentally zombified. Hey, forgot one. God bless.
Nice. Hey, so let me ask y'all,
Hey.
can someone be
Hi.
an actual caring person in real life, but come onto the metaverse and just be a troll who
Yeah,
like,
I would say yeah.
can they be
Really?
doing that?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah, for sure, because you can
No.
have totally different and more genuine interactions in person, and you go online and you get disingenuous interactions with people, and it makes you feel some type of way sometime.
Smith,
Hmm.
isn't it just more like an extended interview? Or no?
Huh?
Kind of.
The more we speak amongst one another, we start to realize others' perspectives and understandings and the synchronicities, things like that.
Yeah, I'm good with those. I like you changed your background, Jack. Is that new background starting today?
No, I didn't accomplish the things I had hoped for today.
What was that?
I was going to do some changes with the background, but no, it didn't happen.
All right.
Got stuck in that self massage. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Rub out these calves. Rub out these creamy thighs.
I'm telling you. Actually,
Keep
I don't
moving
know.
up.
I was watching something else, another real inspiring video. Talking
Must have
about
been
our
one of mine.
no. Talking about our biology and the way our what is it, the vagus, whatever, the nervous systems and our spine, and the way everything's transmitting energies and signals between our mind and our heart. But our heart is really where the power is. It's the heart that drives us. It's our desires and our wants. But those same things, those can drive us mad. And we live in a what?
The Sacred Heart.
Amen.
You can probably look up the hill and see that.
That's right. Well, the heart is sacred. It should receive our own individual attention. One of the tips I heard today made sense. It said, and it may have been true, that part of the practice of holding the position like this in prayer meditation is that you have a physical contact with your heart region. Makes it real easy to bring your mind down into your heart. And our heart is always here in the present, right now. That's where life is happening. But we get into these loops of, well, Cynthia said this 6 months ago, so this means this for me today, and whatever.
So just to clear this up too, because I said things 6 months ago, I wasn't being egoic or rude to Cynthia. Cynthia, when's the last time I came on panel ever or in the chat and had anything bad to say about you? Exactly.
Never.
Exactly. I've apologized to you. I love you, Cynthia.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm not cupcaking. I'm just saying I'm not a person filled with hate. I'm not up here to spew hate at people at all. That's not what I do.
You're virtue signaling.
Shut your fucking mouth, Flo. Like I said, I'm not here to cupcake, so shut your fucking mouth. I'm not cupcaking.
I thought you weren't here to spew hate either.
Yeah, go smoke your meth, bro.
It's Smith. Come on, man.
Make
Are you triggered much?
Sex joke and smoke meth, bro.
I thought it smelled like hand sanitizer in here, but it's just.
I thought it smelled like meth in here, and that's why you're up fucking all night. Drinking milk on your streams, faggot.
You guys are smelling the stink of yourselves.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever watched.
Hey, actually,
when you're not there, Jack.
It's not my fault that he can't take a little joke or a little criticism.
No, I just don't like you. I don't like you. All you do is spew fucking shit in the chat about me. You're a shitbag. You're a shitbag.
Smith. Hello. It's in this moment, please look at yourself.
I'm just saying, I called him out the other day. I was in someone else's chat. He pops in there and says,
hey, have I ever said anything bad about you? I've never said anything bad about you.
2.5 hours for finally someone else to notice that, hey, this guy's rambling about bullshit on Ian's chat.
If you can't yield yourself, Smith, you will be yielded. Okay?
Jack.
You can chill out. What's up, Goblin?
Can I try to do the stream this to your audience thing, cross stream? I never tried it before.
Restream.
Feel free.
All right. Appreciate it. I'm gonna check it out. I'm still here though. I did drop a link in the back if you want to play that. It's not long, it's only like 2 minutes. It's my video, but it's AI shit.
What do you think about my neighbor's like flashing, changing light display? That's going to get old, isn't it?
Hold on. Are you that crabby?
Me?
Yes.
Why?
You're seeing that and you thinking that's going to get old?
I was just testing you. I was just testing you for a Grinchy attitude. You passed. Congratulations. You're not a Grinch.
Thanks, man. Actually, it does drive me nuts.
And we're going to need to revoke your... Oh, look at that name. Look at Smith's cute little name.
Oh, my goodness.
Passive aggressive much?
Dude, you're just drawing it out. We got...
He's so angry.
He just can't go out of his way to not hate on me. I don't ever do that. I'll just take it in stride when he does, but it gets old after a while.
So does your virtue signaling. It gets old.
But like I said before you backstage me, I was on Ian's stream. That guy was being an idiot. He sounded like a government agent. I called it out for 2.5 hours. Finally, Ian said, no, I realized that. And then the next day I called Flo out on it. He's like, I wasn't hating on you.
Okay, but
yeah, you were, bro.
Here's a practice for you to let things go. Okay. It'll help with you and your choices, letting things go. It's worth it. I promise. And then you don't have to be so trying to make sure that people see your virtues.
No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not virtue signaling.
All right.
Okay.
It's just something that people
I'm just saying too. You booted me the
know.
other day, and I wasn't nearly as hateful as the other guy you let in the chat and on panel a lot longer.
I know.
I know.
Sometimes I make
I
choices
know.
people don't agree with, and I'm
Yeah.
happy to answer any questions.
No, I'm good.
But if you just want to be upset at me, well, that's fine too.
Am I? No,
Well,
I'm good.
I don't know, man.
I'm good.
All right, good. I'm glad. Because today is Friday, isn't it?
Yay!
Thank
Friday.
God.
Yay!
It's the 100 days of something, and it's 100 days till 311. And then they just kicked that guy out of the Congress with a vote of 311 to 114. Weird.
That's a good thing, isn't it?
I guess, but I mean, he can't do something that he's not even been actually charged with yet or proven to be guilty of. But, never mind the other things that have been proven to happen. But,
well,
and I'm not even on his side. I'm just saying our society, our gut, it's shit. And that's why people become apathetic, because it's all fake and rigged and set up against us.
Well, but that's you're right. You're right. And that can be frustrating and even disappointing. However, even though the systems are rigged against us and, it's not really been working in the average person's benefit, we're not helpless. We can change this. I know this can happen.
How? Let's brainstorm on how.
It starts with each one of us.
And this is where I said this with no hate. Let's not point out the 1 million Mandela effects. Let's look at why and how and what do we do. We get everybody gets what the situation is. Where's the resolution? What's the plan on changing it? And that's been my mission statement since I first came to the YouTube panels, is how do we bond together, see the common goal that we all should have is to not be controlled, to not be slaves to the system and whatnot. And what can we do? Let's stop pointing out the fact that we're all screwed and let's see what we can do.
We're not screwed. We're not screwed at all. We've been blessed.
I agree. I also think this day shouldn't come unless there's a great falling away, and there has been one. It's not a great awakening right now. It's already here. It's a great falling away that's happening right now.
Yeah, I think it's happening right now. And what that includes, the great falling away, the great revealing, the apocalypse, the falling of the old, the emergence of the new. It is happening through us, with us, whether we resist it and whether we complain about it or not. It is happening. We are the shift of the new generation. We are the ones who will be bringing forth the new ideas, kind of redirecting the ship, so to say. I trust it's true. And here, I was on that other channel, and they're talking about the rise of nationalism. There is a rise of nationalism. It's the result of people's fears. And the fears are mostly economic. That's why nationalism thrives. But their response against my saying we can have a world without conflicts and debts, their answer was, well, that can't happen until Jesus returns. Well, hear me out, okay? God is eternal, as is Jesus, the Spirit, the Christed energies. It is here with us. But the world wants us to forget that. It doesn't want us to understand that. That's why there's all these different, you know what? It's God's game, man. There's a lot of religions and states and economics and a lot of different educational patterns that been widespread, but who we are, every one of us right now, we are the manifestation of love until we choose to think we are not. And this is what I've been trying to do for myself. This practice, the idea of uniting my mind and my heart. And the reminder I heard earlier today was real simple. What is love? What would love do? What is the loving answer? Where would love guide me from here? I think if each of us start doing that with each other and by ourselves, we're going to change this world pretty quickly. I can't imagine. Well, I can imagine. What are you guys' thoughts? Are we doomed, like Smith says, or you think
Thank
we're
you.
doomed?
At least she's being real. And
Yeah.
I did. This isn't a shot. This is actually like an ode to Flow State because I do appreciate his opinion on some things. But he's pro-capitalist, but he's also pro-open borders. You own a business. Do you pay taxes at business?
Did I say that?
I thought you'd said in the past you own a business.
Well, I don't recall saying that either. But I was asking about the open borders. Not under this paradigm. I'm not. I would not just open the borders right now at all.
Okay, because we hadn't. Well, they are open right now, and we kind of had
Yeah,
a disagreement
no,
about
that's
that
a
about
problem.
week ago.
It's a nuanced thing, right? So I would agree with open borders if our support policies and obligations to the impoverished shifted, right? But as things stand now, would I just make immigration laxer? No, I'd probably speed up the legal process, but I would not open the borders.
But they are open, and that was the point I was making. I'm not trying to have a disagreement with you. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
actually
no.
started that out by prefacing that I appreciated your views on capitalism, but if people want to have it, they got to earn it, and that's what I said on the panel like a week ago. I'm not holding any whatever. I just was bringing that up, that I appreciated your viewpoint on that.
Sure,
but I
sure.
didn't understand your conflicting viewpoint of also having open borders. It made no sense. I think if people want something, they need to stop being green with
Well,
envy.
I mean, as
They'll earn it.
the capitalist in me would say that I want the cheap labor.
Right?
Okay. Well, the cheap labor also comes with more taxes paying for people who don't have any health care. Paying for
Correct,
people who need a
but
cell phone for
that's
free.
a distributed cost. That's a distributed cost.
Floor of a hotel.
The net result to me is still going to be cheaper overall if I hire cheap labor and if the slack is picked up by society.
Okay.
And that's not a problem with capitalists, Jack. It's a problem with the nanny state.
So who's footing the bill for the people living in these high-rise hotels in New York and Chicago? Is that
everybody.
No one? Is that printed out of
That expense is
Or
spread out across the pop. Do you want me to answer? It's spread out across the whole population as opposed to just
of
right.
legal taxpayers who pay taxes, which would be yourself
Correct.
if you have a business.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So yeah, the system right now is corrupted. It doesn't do any of us any good, honestly.
It's corrupted, so are we doomed?
No.
No. Okay.
Wait, who's we and what do you mean by doomed? Do you mean like is America falling or is
we
the dollar
society? Yeah.
Yeah, America is falling.
We're
a slow collapse.
Here, I offered this elsewhere. Our government is our government is the manifestation of the collective ego. So when we've got a real fearful and arrogant collective consciousness, we're going to have.
I'm going to get a spray bottle and spray you with water every time you misuse the word ego from now on.
Okay. What is the problem with my use of ego, meaning the selfish self?
Because in psychology, that's how it's used in like slang. I don't know. Maybe it's just the nerd in me. I don't know. Maybe it's not a big deal, but it's inaccurate.
Respectfully, I take everything psychology says with a grain of salt because the father of psychology says that every man wants to sleep with their mother. No, thank you. I don't.
Okay, well, didn't Noah try to sleep with his daughters or something?
Or something.
Yeah, right. Something like that. I mean,
or something. I like how you only blast Christianity, though. You don't mention how Muhammad married a
because Muslims aren't running around being obnoxious. Christians are all over the place. It's nuts.
Muslims. So cover your face and go green for the last 3 years. That's both of those or Islam?
Again. I address the things. I address the issues as they arise in front of me.
Optics are high. As you
no,
still
your retard optics are high.
You know what, Smith? I'm really
debating on whether I should backstage you. You're kind of being combative with Flow State.
Can you understand why?
Behind my back, but I got
dummy. Oh my God, you're such a victim.
This is why I have to keep going at Christians. It's not because I have anything against Christianity. I'm kind of actually partial to it, I think. Yeah. It's because they're dickheads.
It's represented, unfortunately, by people like that. Trust him, this is you. Welcome, Aaron. Are you there?
Yeah, I was on mute there. Sorry. Thank you, guys. How y'all doing?
Feeling blessed, man. Feeling blessed. Have you been tuning in? Yeah, here, not to put you on the spot. You're welcome. I didn't know if you were coming in with something to share or just joining up.
Yeah, thank you, Jack. I just want to agree with you, man. I mean, this collective government we see in the world is a direct reflection of our collective, not just like, I just looked up the etymology of ego, by the way. And it says the self, that which feels, acts, or thinks. The I. And the individual, as with like the holographic principle or fractal principle, all parts of the whole reflect the whole. And so when we don't govern ourselves right, we manifest government that don't govern us right.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to agree with you on that, brother, because it's all a reflection.
Thank you. It works on so many levels, and this is what I've been learning too. Just the importance of paying attention to our thoughts, the stories we're telling ourselves within ourselves, and paying attention. Snafu, I see you in the back. Paying attention to the words you're saying, period. I'm not going to bring you back up today, Snafu, actually. And Smith, you've got an energy to you. You're ready to fight, and I'm a man of peace. I'm learning my boundaries, learning to respect my boundaries, and respect those who tune in. I don't get a lot of positive feedback regarding what is brought by the agents of chaos. So, and that
But
includes you.
if you haven't gotten any feedback about your growing up into a man with boundaries, here's some positive feedback for you.
Thanks, man. Well, it really does come down to what do we do? Because the reality is these people coexist with us, and they're clearly confused.
No, they're not. That's the confusion, is thinking they're confused. They just have different agendas than you do or I do. They're not confused, though. They're acting in their own interest. It's just not yours.
Right. Well, when I'm saying confused, I'm saying I can't remember the right term. They're detached. Their mind is elsewhere, trapped in the memories, trapped in the looping opinions. They're not actually present. That's what I mean by confused.
I think they are. I think they're just getting something else out of it, right? Not everybody wants what Jack wants out of the same interaction. You know?
That dopamine that the Uncle Fatty was talking about.
Yeah.
It's a data exchange, realistically. Before we even had internet, that's what we did. It's called communicating.
But I mean, I think that for somebody like Smith, there's some sort of and it's the same thing out of John Thomas, really, but John Thomas is way more pleasant. There's a sort of like indulgence in being attacked.
Yes. I call it the ego. It's the insecure patterns that are within us. It's just this, there's a balance between us, the spirit and the form, and the ego is tied to the form, but it's not all we are.
Jack, can we not transmute that for inspiration instead of egotistical non-values?
Absolutely. We can shift. Well, I'm not sure if I'm answering your question or not.
It works. Yeah, I see where you're going. It works.
We are here to transmute, to overcome, to dissolve, right? What's to transmute? And the old what was the old alchemy thing? Dissolve it. It's not dissolve. It's something like that. And coagulate.
Yeah,
I know what you're
what's on
talking
the
about.
Baphomet's arm? Yeah, it's on the Baphomet's arms.
Well, it is what we do. To refine, we take what we've received as far as the experience, the education, the lessons, the meanings, and we take the meanings. We can break down the information and draw out the best. We can let go of the crap that doesn't serve us anymore. I don't know if I brought confusion or an answer with that, but the idea is to transmute and to, I was thinking this, the path to enlightenment, because that word, that term just means raising your consciousness, opening the mind to a greater knowing. And we all are at our truest nature in the stillness, when we allow ourselves to just stop and be still, we are love. And so the path to enlightenment is just simply to bring awareness to other things in our consciousness from a loving perspective. And that's where the idea of uniting the mind and heart in the moment, in the stillness, accepting, all right, all that ugly crap happened. And here, Cynthia, this morning, all that ugly crap happened. The people said and did what they did. They showed themselves once again. So now what? How do I want to feel? That's what's important, right? Your heart wants you to feel good.
Oh no, I feel like it's gonna forever. Like, you're now a piece of trash to me, and you're always gonna be that to me. And it's more so because I actually was genuine with you, and you still chose. And it's like they just played in your face, Jack. But besides that, like, you're genuinely not a nice person to your core. You may be that in real life because somebody met up with him and said he was totally different in real life, but on the metaverse, this is who you are. This is you. You're this character forever and ever to me. You're forever this guy. And that some may not care, and that's fine. I'm not saying I'm the ruler of the metaverse. I'm just saying, to me, I'll never have anything nice to say about you.
We all know that you really are the ruler of the metaverse, though. Like, you don't have to hide.
I don't have the Pope hat.
That's true.
Hey, but sister, never say never. God is with you, and you will be surprised at what.
Well, see, that's okay. I'm glad you brought that up, because in the situation last night, I talked about how I watched people's behavior and I saw his behavior changing. But now I've seen this behavior. I'm not judging him off of my feelings. I'm not judging him off of my standards. I'm judging him off of his behavior. And he's okay with this. He's okay with this. He likes being the sleazy guy. It makes him feel good.
Temporarily.
I'm not convinced he knows who he is. He might be trying on different. He might be feeling around in the dark for who he is. I'm not making excuses for him at all. He's a grown-ass man. He should know who he is by now. I'm just saying it might not be as intentional as it looks.
Here's something, Flo, I agree completely with you, and not to gossip or talk about, but the reality is this has been my experience as well. Since knowing Moose, he's shared that he's had his own patterns and he's entered into programs to help himself improve. He was allegedly working with me. I've offered him time to share what I've learned about recovery, about recovery from addiction, about overcoming things, gaining clarity in the future. Moose never worked with me. We didn't work together. He did his thing his way and said and then he went and talked all sorts of things about me. So I can relate, Cynthia.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what upsets me. My concern is when we have conversations up here that are authentic, meaning they just happen, we don't plan them, they're not only us on the panel that are benefiting from the conversations, there's also those in the chat and the viewers.
Mm-hmm.
When you have someone amongst the group, I can deal with the wizard, I can deal with the snaps, I can deal with the Tommy. We all know the role that they play. They're not undercover with it. But when you have people who are slimy and sneaky, such as Moose, what damage are they doing to the conversations that are being had? And that's my concern. Like, do we alienate them because they hurt? They could damage it more. Obviously, we always need to have an antagonist on the panel to be true dynamic. But just having a rat like that, he's a rat. He's not a moose. He's a rat. He's a whole rat, man. Like, he sat over here and said nice things, told bullshit stories about his wife being fat. I question if he even has a wife. Who the fuck would marry this guy? But whatever. And now it makes me think anything you say is never genuine.
Yeah, what the hell happened? Fill me in. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
So yesterday, Moose was over. Don't even worry. I'm working on a video. As soon as I finish
All right.
it's going to be out later tonight.
I love cartoons.
It's great. And I didn't even want to do this today. I had plans, but it's okay.
Well, hey, as long as it helps you.
Yeah.
You live, you learn, you put people in the category where they belong.
Absolutely.
Well, here though, I mean,
I know where you're gonna go, and I'm just telling you, I'm gonna push back on you pretty hard.
I know. Well, I come back to benefit of the doubt. He's one of many who are trying to figure themselves out. Where my challenge has been, I do feel a sense of urgency in the world the way that it is. I think it's really time for people to start growing up, particularly these men that I find on these panels.
If you have faith, you don't need to have any urgency.
That's what I keep reminding myself of. Thank you, Flo. That was what I looked at myself in the mirror just a few days ago and had that conversation, right? It's my ego. It's Jack's urgency. Well, that's Jack's friggin' problem. My spirit is eternal. God's love is eternal. I don't have to do anything to know that. It's here. Anyway, this right there, life is not long. Love your neighbor. Spread kindness, not judgment. You know, and this life is not long. Seriously. The only time we get to live is today. So how many arguments are we carrying around? How many unresolved disagreements? How many misunderstandings did we never resolve? What are you doing, Cynthia?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was mute. I'm working on a video. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're working on it. Good
Yeah.
for you. Good for you. Hey, and you've got a live coming up too, right?
Yes.
You still doing that as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sorry. I didn't know thought I was on mute. I'm sorry, Jack.
No, blessings. Feel free. Actually, Aaron, it's been a little bit. What's going on with you? Anything new?
Yeah, brother, I've been really blessed. Thank you for asking. Been practicing the embodiment of what I call lawful living, and this is what I wanted to share collectively. You know, Jack, you're a man familiar with law and the power. I mean, law is how this world is meant to be ruled. And we, the people, when we get to know law, we're actually shouldered with that responsibility. And that's what I know we're moving into. To restore heaven on earth, we, the people, are to govern ourselves and our government and literally the collective with the most sovereign law of the land. And the only way to know what that is to really observe reality and see what the source of reality is. And this, y'all, is really how we can reclaim our crowns, which I know this whole Corona thing was meant to motivate, because biblically, you know, we're all meant to reclaim our crowns to restore heaven on earth as Christ, as the body of Christ that we all are. 1 Corinthians 12:27 is very clear, like we're all it. And so what I've been shown is, and I've been able to practice this with my beloved, and it's just so powerful because, y'all, we can transform any situation, especially an adversarial one, just by embodying the unconditional love of not just light that we feel, you know, lighten up our world, but the divine feminine, which is the darkness, because both light and dark in their origin are unconditionally loving.
Huh.
And this is why unconditional love is really the only law there is. And y'all,
Well,
when we go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Aaron,
Oh,
but
please interject.
I'm hearing you speaking things that I've experienced clear contradictions with, particularly in our last communications. You haven't bothered to really communicate with me, and yet here I am hearing you present yourself as you're living the law of love once again, placing yourself up above others. So maybe I'm projecting memories onto you, and that's not what you're doing again. But I'm curious about that contradiction, brother. Do you remember any contradictions I might be speaking of?
I would love to hear your. I mean, obviously, you remember, and I want to address what you remember.
You were saying I'm serving the Antichrist. You know, I'm paraphrasing. Said that you said a lot of awful things to me, actually, Aaron.
How does he know about me?
But brother, all I said was that we all serve the Antichrist anytime we engage.
That's not what you said.
Okay, if that's not what you remember, that's my
I
spiel.
encourage you to go back and listen to what you offered to me.
Well, remember, we
Recognize
recorded that
you were
conversation.
you were actually projecting your behavior quite accurately onto me, acting ungodly and judgmental and quite confusing. But we're here today, Aaron, so I didn't mean to interrupt, but I want you to recognize there's some unresolved stuff.
I'm so glad it's coming up, brother, because the Bible says, do not let the sun go down on these unresolved things. So let's rock that. What does the Bible say to do about unresolved
remember
things?
why? Remember what you were asked to do exactly in line with that Bible verse you want to bring up?
Go ahead. I want to hear your direct perspective, brother, because that's what we're here to address.
Well, I'm more concerned about
Let's
you.
Let's honor
Tell you what, Aaron. I don't know if I want to do this online because, well, my life is not a show.
But this part could be.
How is it not a show, brother? Is not every, like, our great cloud of witnesses is present at all times.
I know you've got an opinion about everything and a disagreement about most.
No, brother, I'm just speaking like what I know is true.
You're just
right?
speaking to speak. I know, Aaron. I've seen your patterns, and this is part of my boundaries again. I know when I've had enough. You've not done anything wrong, but you're presenting. Here's the thing. I've tried communicating with Mr. Aaron personally. I drove a couple hours. We had some lunch together. It was a pleasure to meet him. He was a short distance away. I simply hoped to share some time for the purposes of, like he said, helping to resolve some of the disagreements that have been publicly shared, you know, my life. But for whatever reason, people don't seem to try and understand. Aaron found a quick reason why he could not be associated with a man such as me. And like I said, Aaron, I encourage you, go back and listen to some of your messages to me.
I love it, brother. Here, let's do this. Remember, before we had this conversation, I said, hey, brother, how do you feel about me recording this so that we could share it on the panel?
I know.
So I've got it recorded. So
I know.
all your
I know.
trespasses
Yep.
mentioning
You
are
used it
recorded.
to prove
So let's
yourself
review it
right. You didn't
as a
listen
court
to me
of public
before.
opinion.
I'm not
Okay,
seeking public opinions, Aaron. I'm seeking resolve with a grown man. You can either recognize your part of the past or continue in denial. But, you know, for you to sit here in denial, presenting yourself again as this, I've called it out before, you're demonstrating a spiritual narcissism where you've placed yourself above all the other ungodly cretins in the world. That's what I've experienced from you before, and I'm interrupting you from doing it again, Aaron.
I haven't gotten to experience this flavor.
Of me or of Aaron?
No, of him.
Okay.
Which flavor? What do you mean?
I
The
remember.
spiritual narcissist.
Jack, is this the same Aaron?
Oh yeah.
He's a gifted man, and he expresses love and truth very well. My life brings in all sorts of interesting characters who think they have, you know, they've come into my life to teach me lessons. And I've simply been inviting people to join me in my experience. My experience doesn't include enabling people's arrogance or addictions and you know, here's a topic for the group to converse, please. Where's the balance of enabling versus acceptance? Where's that line?
Wherever your annoyance line is. That's where my line is.
You're
Well, here's a
pretty
question.
good at drawing lines, though.
I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Like too good at it.
Well, I've been learning. I have been learning. You have a different method of dealing with some of the chaos, the characters of chaos. Your method has been quite different than mine, but I respect it, and I think it's probably more effective. That's kind of why.
Well, I mean, people are smart enough to understand where my line is, right? So I figure if I give them a few times to bump into it and they keep hitting it, they're doing it on purpose and they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah. You know, and I'm not trying to do that with you, Aaron. I'm not trying to keep you stuck in the past. Sorry for doing that.
Jack,
However,
I know that whatever needs to come up right now is coming up, and I appreciate you speaking it, because this, brother, is what this ministry of reconciliation biblically is all about. This is our purpose, is to make reconciliation. What is law for, right? But to make remedy.
you're breaking up a bit, my friend. The technology.
Okay, so Angeline Joy says a great thing right here.
How so? Yeah.
Don't enable people, create people. That's the line. Because we asked what the line is, right?
Don't you remember, Angeline?
But then you got to go into what's the definition of crazy, and I have.
Yes, exactly.
To me, what crazy is those who suffer from delusions. What are delusions? They believe that illusions, imagined and imagined thoughts and opinions, they think those things are real. That's delusional. That's the common man today. So if everyone is crazy.
Okay, so let's bring some law into this, if we may.
Sorry. What?
No, nothing to be sorry about. May we bring, like, let's bring remedy with law, right? Because isn't that the purpose of law, is to bring remedy to trespasses?
It would be interesting to hear a response without some invocation of a higher ideal or spirituality. I have not heard that one.
If it's not that, what you just wanted to avoid.
You're breaking up. The demons are in your microphone.
Well, at a minimal flow, to be fair, you have to at least have some type of ideology.
I agree. Yeah. We're on the same page, and I'm not saying to do without it. It's just an interesting observation in his speech patterns.
Okay, let's address all this, you guys. This is so important. Everything that's coming up needs to be addressed, in my humble opinion. I mean,
I'm just doing an observation. My thing doesn't need to be addressed. It could just be me observing a peculiarity.
I missed
Well,
it.
this is so beautiful, you guys. Like, I cherish this because this is the collective consciousness giving me feedback on my, say, individuation, ego, individuality, like
Presentation.
The I am that I am. Yeah, presentation, exactly, Flow State. So I really appreciate the feedback I'm getting because this is the collective field of consciousness.
Well, you're gonna like me because giving criticism is one of my specialties.
I love it, Flow State. And I want to ask you, by the way, what drew you to that name, Flow State?
Oh, I didn't choose it.
Okay.
When I started the channel, me and it was two of us, and he chose the name that was a reference to a conversation we had about flow state. But
well, I only ask because flow state to me is our state of almost reaching our supernatural abilities.
Agree.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And how do we access flow state?
Well, and that's what the conversation was about. The two of us were sort of lamenting the fact that both of us go into our flow state in emergency situations. So basically shit has to be all wrong for it to go all right.
And to me, like, that's what we've all manifested in our entire world, and quite potentially the universe. Like, as far as I'm aware right now, y'all, all parts of the whole reflect the whole. This is a physics observed, fractal pattern, like principle. It just happens. So this whole universe is one body. It's a shared psyche, shared mind. And all that's coming up right now are spirits, entities, thought forms, emotions that need, say, reconciliation. And I love this. So let's rock it. To me, like, Jack, you're first. Like, you brought the first trespass, and these are all valid in the collective mind because it's in your mind, right? I mean, does this resonate?
I disagree with that premise. Not everything that enters someone's mind is valid. I'll just step out of the way, though. I don't know why I keep piping.
No, it's all right. This to me is really healthy panel discussions, right? We share perspective. But like, to me, y'all, the flow state, which is our supernatural abilities, can only be accessed in the unconditional love that we're all made out of. Like, we're all sourced from the observable, unconditional loving light and dark energy that we're witnessing right now. It's what we're all made out of. And what the law of God leads us into, which is quite incredible, is this wedding party, which is that blissful state in love that actually triggers our most potentials. And we've got all this super awesome physics to back all this up. And this is why I have been, reacted to in a lot of ways, I feel, because, humans are gods of spirit. In the spiritual realm, like, for instance, psyche means the spirits who form and animate the being. And that is so powerful to me because it's like, whoa. So true. Everything we're saying is an entity that has caught our interest so much so emotionally that we're needing to speak for it. And this is why, to me, this is such a powerful experience to witness spirits that needed to be reconciled with. And so for me, like, the way the Holy Spirit led me to reconcile the inner and outer, say, opposition, antichrist energy, the opposite of love, the conditional love, was I had to face that antichrist within me. Because all is one. The Godhead of conditional love, conditional life, is the antichrist. And the Godhead of eternal life is unconditional love, the Christ. And again, this is like physics facts. Like, you can measure the energy field, and it's literally unconditional love.
I'm so lost.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be rude, but I thought I don't know what Antichrist is, but if we're talking about Christ, we're talking about the Bible. The Antichrist is John 2:22, the one who denies the Father and the Son. That's a fact.
Ooh.
So that's fine. I mean, what is the Father if not the great central sun?
What is Aaron if not a grifter?
Ooh.
Yeah, ad hominem or pointless.
Yeah, this was a whole thing. This is Aaron. Sometimes you're hard to follow, and I wonder if you do that intentionally.
Tell me what's hard to follow. I'd love to hear.
Well, I think what it is a lack of a landing spot, relevance, or a point. You say a lot. It's not just you. Many of us do it. We speak and start speaking, and then there really is no point. And then the rest of the panel's sitting there listening.
Okay, so let's make a point then. All things are sourced from unconditional love. This is why unconditional love is the only law there is. And when we're there, we're in the flow state. We'll literally all be restored to eternal life in divine dimensions of heaven. This is that blink of an eye moment the Bible leads us into, where
And
all
you're
the dead will be
doing
raised.
exactly what I just pointed out again. Is there, I mean, what connection are you
What-
offering?
Put that in the real world. What do we do with that?
Right.
Okay,
What's the point?
So we, the people, govern our government and insist that they make heaven on earth by fulfilling the sovereign laws of God. That's our
More
job.
in the world. Bring it more to the world.
Constitutionally,
From here.
is that grounded enough? The Constitution?
Okay, the Constitution. If Jack's
Okay.
telling you to bring it back to reality, then you've wandered out there.
Well, no, you guys, we're talking about law, and you can school the British Accredited Registry that runs the courts. They've all bowed to this. They've literally shut down courthouses.
Remember
and
what
all
my
that.
line was, Jack?
Which one?
The balance. Where's the balance?
Well,
And I said,
what feels out of balance, you guys? We're talking about law, and I'm showing you the origin of all things, which shows us law.
You're back to Aaron. I've tried addressing this before. Do you feel like we need to learn these things from you at this moment? Is that what God brought you here to this panel for, is to teach me and the rest?
Well, brother, you know, as is recorded redundantly, that I was told by those who have been running the world that I'm to save the world with this message.
I know.
I know where all the saviors
"Oh,
are.
you're a special kind of crazy."
Yes, Aaron, Aaron hasn't divulged everything about himself that he did prior flow. So
You all,
Aaron-
no one can save you but you. Let's get real with
Right.
that. But,
Uh-huh.
but the only reason why Lord Jacob Rothschild and such, which I have all of the evidence to confirm, he
Lord,
said I'm to save the world with this information is because this is what they call the complete knowledge of God that fulfills the Bible. And
yep.
the Holy Spirit, to me, the divine feminine's highest form, is who revealed this to me.
Have you ever been on lithium?
biblically leads and guides us in all truth.
Here,
And this is
let me-
the truth.
So, Aaron,
Let me-
can you remind me of the time that all the agents came out after you?
I told you, yeah. They in plenty of accounts, y'all. You've heard that.
Well, you've said it plenty of times, but not many details and not many actual facts.
Okay.
But so I wanted to
Because
kind
all I
of,
want to do is serve you
back.
with this, brother. It's not.
I
about
understand
it's about
that, and I
you all
wanted to.
are that.
Hey, Aaron, can you yield for just a moment, please?
Yes, brother.
Okay. I mean, just temporarily, please, while here, try to yield to me for, I mean, not out of anything other than respect for what I'm trying to do here. Okay.
I yield, brother. Yes.
Thank you. I wanted to push back with Aaron. Okay. What he's offering is true. It makes sense. And it is, I mean, I don't know about the Rothschilds and all of this stuff. What I do hear and what resonates with me, though, is his passion for love, the unconditional love. But we're having a disconnect in communication.
Okay. Well, let me see if I can. Jack, please tell me, brother, if I'm yielding to your need right now. Okay. The only reason why I'm talking about this is because the moment we do what the Holy Spirit showed me to do together and lead all the conditional love inside us back to unconditional love, we'll be Christ-like. We'll literally be in the flow state of all flow states. And we will do what the Bible's written to perform, which is
How do you know that you're right?
okay. I can show you the physics. There's an incredible man who helped start Stanford's heart math, Dan Winter, and he did an extensively in-depth physics-based explanation of how dimensional ascension works, and it's something I personally experienced with like the 1% and the 1% in Malibu. They're talking about, I can give details, on September 23rd, 2015, y'all, in Zuma Beach, California. It's all recorded. The Holy Spirit told me to write a letter to the United Nations through this post they did.
Oh my God. This dude's like a caricature of you or something.
I know.
Is a what?
Aaron.
Yeah.
You realize that is only a partial of one prophecy from the biblical perspective that you're trying to present, right? Men will have many dreams. It's one part of a multifaceted prophecy.
Oh, brother,
and that's only one of many.
Absolutely. I've redundantly stated that the moment these world leaders told me this, by the way, I said, hey, y'all, we're all the individuation of the Son. We're all the Christ, or it's inverse. And we all need to lead all things back to the one source.
You've been saying this. I'm sorry for those who may not have heard Aaron before, but I've heard you say this many, many times. And then you want to judge and criticize others. And here, this question actually kind of seems relevant, unless you've changed your perspectives. Is it our fault the world isn't saved? I mean, that's what I've heard from you before. You actually blame me specifically in one of your messages, but so do we need to listen to you to be saved, Aaron? Is that what the world is lacking?
No, brother. What we need to listen to is, like I said, the Holy Spirit that told me what to do, and it works. So here, let me just make this one point, y'all. When we, the people, lead our inner and outer, say, conditional love leaders back to unconditional love, we'll only be Christ-like together, and there will be no more of that inverse.
What do you suggest?
And I only see this
other than just repeating this at every panel and every conversation. I mean,
I'll jump in on that real quick, and then I'll get out of the way.
Yeah.
Aaron, you're probably about to get kicked. If you do, you haven't been on my panel, and I haven't heard this. You're insane. Feel free to follow me and come to my panel sometime, and I'll entertain it.
Hey, brother, just
Be
that's a
careful
great
what you ask for,
I would
Flo.
love to do that.
Great.
Well, here's the deal, y'all. I just want to share this one point with you, and this goes to everyone watching. Angeline, thank you for commenting, and the Missing Link Live, thank you for commenting.
Valid questions, I think.
All I'm asking is y'all consider what you would do if you were in my position, where Lord Jacob Rothschild, Soros, all those top guys you know about.
Yep.
They were
You care more about them than the people who surround you. Figure that out, dude.
I'll tell you exactly
it was probably a troll account, dude.
Jack, can I entertain it for a hot second?
I interrupted Aaron, so please be respectful for him.
Appreciate that, Jack. You guys, I literally pray that you could just step into my shoes if you would. This is not about me, honestly. This is about all of us leading our conditional love back to unconditional love. That's it.
Aaron,
That's my
Aaron,
yeah.
God bless you. I hope you really, really think on those words, and maybe you've felt those words for a while. Now consider this. You're not the only one who feels like that.
I never said I was.
Okay? No, hey, Aaron, I want you to really, I wish to God we'd have had a witness on how
it's all
things
witness, brother.
were with you. You know, your arrogance, it's really mind-blowing. And
He
I'm
did
not
get
the only
tweeted
one.
by Rothschilds.
Yeah.
You guys, what are you saying? Like, honestly, please step into my shoes. This isn't about
Aaron.
You're just offering your same, judgment. And I mean, you know
Jack, what would you offer in my shoes, brother? What would you offer in my shoes?
Let me minimize.
What judgment am I making, brother? Honestly, tell me what you're talking about.
Tell you what I'm seeing from you is a lack of your understanding of others. You claim this unconditional love, yet you offer very little grace to others, including me. Specifically,
I'm sorry for that. Tell me
Well,
about
you
it.
should be.
Yeah,
So
right.
you know what? Rather than be sorry, why don't you please? I encourage you to change.
I'm
we
all
should
about
blame
it, brother.
the women, though. The women are really to blame for this.
How so? Oh,
Aaron,
Aaron,
Yes.
this is all I wanted to say, just to mention my perspective. In order
Wow.
for what you're seeking to come to fruition,
Yes.
I believe, in my humble opinion, we're working out trying to get back to that source right now. I mean,
Amen,
that's what I would
yes.
think collectively.
Yes. Just picture if all these comments you guys were coming from pure unconditional love, not knowing, like, remember the original
Oh,
law is to never know
sure.
evil.
yeah.
And this is what's coming back at me right now.
Imagine if you
Over my
actually cared about the others who were around rather than just making sure that you were understood.
Can't fathom that.
It's the ego. It's the patterns of the ego. We lose sight of others because we're so fixated on what we think. And Aaron, you've had an interesting experience. If I was in your shoes, I don't know what I'd think. Hey, the Rothschilds and these other people said, yeah, this is right. This is true. Well, okay.
Well,
Now
just
what?
let's do this, Jack. Really, let's go there. Jack, what would you do though? Seriously. Like,
I would have listened to what Jack Talcott told you, Aaron, about the opportunities I was pursuing, my real life goals, your real life opportunities that you wanted to piss all over.
Well, let's do
Because
this.
you
I
got
never
your
want to piss over him,
and
brother.
wanted to judge me as evil.
Okay. All I remember saying that you're speaking to right now, brother, that I appreciate you bringing up, is that when you were in conversation with you, remember, it's recorded. We'll present it. You guys, I have a Gmail link. If you're curious about our conversation, I literally asked him if we could record it. So you can see what
I'm
was said.
referring to the messenger ones, the more recent ones. Those are available too. Aaron, you're such a look at your pattern. You're seeking opinions. You received an opinion from apparently an account from Lord Rothschild, and that just floats your dope. You're the king on earth. It
was created last week and has 3 followers.
What's that?
It was created last week and has 3 followers, but it's real.
Jack, may I respond, brother? Yes, go ahead.
Do you still believe that you're Christ reincarnated that's come to save the world?
I have never stopped knowing that we all are, every single being.
That's a good answer. That's correct.
And that's biblical. That's actually physics. It's just fact.
We are.
Like you guys think about it. Are we not the cells of God's body? Every soul is like a cell to God's body.
Yep.
Look at your cells. They're your saviors. They literally give their lives for you in the billions every day.
Right. But Aaron, what do you give to? Well, you know what? I'm sure you're a very generous man on your own path, but
well, brother, I'm literally giving you the keys to everything we
I know. And then you wanted me to worship your feet because you gave me the keys to everything according
That's not
to
true,
you.
brother. I've been
Aaron, you're
the
so
Holy Spirit and I'm sharing. That's it.
Forgive me. I am bringing things from the past, but I'm seeing the same patterns.
Okay.
Can I bless him before you execute him? Last rites.
We're all blessed.
Okay.
We're all blessed. I don't know why.
Just know that, like, if you need me to give him his last rites, like, I'm ready.
Hey, Jack, what's the key to eternal life according to like Bruce Lipton's work? Like our world's the guy who reinvented biology.
Paleo diet.
He
Jack, did you remember?
He identified patterns. Yes. I mean, there's a lot of actually here in line with this. I should have pulled this link up. Who was it? Someone shared a video with me. It was a collection of presentations from Bruce Lipton, Joe Dispenza, Bob Proctor. And there was others. There was a couple others too. These are the people I would love to get. Bruce Lipton, Joe Dispenza, these people who understand consciousness. I would love to have them speak with our selected leaders, to speak with the citizens and government so that we recognize that what is going on is not healthy. And through a shift of consciousness, and that's what happens. For those who don't know Joe Dispenza, look him up. He does retreats and seminars, and people seriously transform themselves. Miracles happen through the power of the mind.
That's right. Yeah, he's like a modern day, Jesus in the
similarly,
around the world. I mean, straight up, he's operating in the gifts, like full on.
You
Book of
guys,
Acts status.
get your fanboyness under control.
I'm happily a fanboy of Joe Dispenza. He's rocking it.
I've never heard of him, but
yeah, look him up, dude. He travels all over the world, does huge seminars, and people will come in full paralysis, go out running, like that level.
Definitely sounds like a scam,
bro. It's you can call it quantum medicine. It's using the unlimited power of knowing, shared knowing. Because, like, for instance, Jesus couldn't do any miracles when he went home to his family and his friends because they saw the worst in him, and he couldn't manifest miracles.
I don't know where that came from. I've never heard that.
No, look it up.
That makes sense.
No, I mean, I'm asking you, where did that come from? Because I've never heard it.
Maybe
I don't remember the exact reference, but like, I remember growing up in Bible studies and like hearing about it, and I mean, I can look it up now if you want, but it's just fact. This is quantum mechanics, y'all. The universe is a mind, quite literally. You can photograph the plasmic field, and it looks exactly like your neural network in your body. And with neuroplasticity, we can grow a connection to anything in our body and actually generate whatever we need to generate in our body. Like Bruce Lipton taught me, your subconscious mind is thought projecting every embryonic cell as a building block of your body into being.
Hey, all bullshit aside, though, he's speaking facts. In your body,
your consciousness projects every embryonic cell.
Your subconscious mind, just like your mother's womb, the subconscious mind of your mother actually thought projected every cell of your being into being. Just like your body.
This is too far out into the workiness of woo-woo for me to follow you.
This is called biology, brother, and it worked very powerfully in court.
No, it's not. I don't know what that is, but it's not biology.
It is. Bruce Lipton will show you.
There is a lot of science behind the.
Bro, Bruce Lipton's behind it.
You're breaking up.
Really revolutionized genetic biology.
There's the demons.
You're breaking up. But this is a video I watched earlier, and it's Greg Braden, Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton. The guy who did it, put it together, did a nice job. I dropped the link down in the chat for those who might be interested. But what Aaron's talking about, the work from Bruce Lipton identifying the patterns of epigenetics, and a lot of these discoveries, and actually with Joe Dispenza, he's working with the Heart Math Institute as well. They're doing a lot of studies on the energies of mind, the neurosciences, and the biology of who we are. Guys, we're living at an incredible time. We're at a point. We are at a shift, and I really think what's going to happen is, as people start learning the power of mind, the power of intention, there's all sorts of YouTube channels talking about manifesting your reality, dimensional shifting, all sorts of things to transform our lives. It's getting more common. Some people push it away saying, oh, it's new age nonsense. And some of it is. Some of it's twisted. But it's just, it really is, in my mind, it all comes down to logic and reasoning. Our mind, our thoughts and heart, our desires, that's what brings forth everything.
Everything, brother. Everything. Look at your body. If you just observe thyself, like the Greek said, know thyself. When you guys scientifically observe human body, it shows us everything about the universe. Because it's a fractal reflection. And look at when you breathe, You're letting the universe, the heavens, literally fill the womb of your lungs. And what does that do? Lightning fires into your heart. It's sourcing lightning from the air you're breathing, and it's electrifying your heart, which is giving you a life force. Like your heart is the great central sun of your body that is your universe. And look at it. It's unconditionally loving. It just keeps beating, keeps giving you life.
Aaron,
Yeah.
you know that much, so you understand that the whole story in the Bible is within your body as well, right?
You got it, brother.
All right.
Hey, respect. Thanks for paying attention, brother.
Which we can bring it all to what we are today. What we are today is the future being revealed. And I do see a path. Honestly, the more I'm seeing the news and the more I'm seeing some of the other conversations happening on YouTube, I don't know if I'm getting more realistic, but I refuse to lose faith. I know that we can find a way to interrupt the political and socioeconomic shit show that's happening today. I know that we can bring forth a change.
I feel like
Jack,
this is
you
like
know
some
it,
sort of a
brother.
duel. Like the two spiritual revolutionaries are swinging around their metaphysical.
We're
I don't know.
joining. Yep.
I'm just a dude. When he said to look at your body and you can see the universe, I was like, are we on the universe's dick? That's what was happening in my head.
All right, so check it out. Every expression,
Yes.
you guys, like let's feel this. Let's just see how reality works, right? Everything we're expressing is either rooted in conditional love or unconditional love.
Unconditional love doesn't exist.
And if we oh yes, it does, brother. You're breathing it.
Where?
You're breathing
That's
it.
not love. That's not unconditional love.
Oh, I want
Ooh.
you to research what the energy
That's
field of the universe is
biology.
made out of, and it never dies, brother. Never. Death is a miserable delusion we've made real because we're that powerful. If we can
Okay.
refuse to be the unconditional love we're made of, we kill ourselves. We've
All
got
love
the
is
strength
conditional.
for it.
No.
God's love is.
Brother.
No.
Jesus' love is.
I disagree. God's love
you disagree with the Bible.
No. I disagree with many of the common interpretations of the Bible, but the words of Jesus, I don't have contradictions with anything he said.
Hey, Flow State, check
Yes,
this
sir.
out. And let me ask you this, like figuratively, and let's just, we create worlds with words by imagining potentials, like visions, and then co-creating. So, like, what if this group right here, right now, just chose to do what the scripture says when it says, keep every thought captive to the obedience of Christ, meaning make every thought you're thinking obedient to unconditional love.
Again, I'm going to repeat that unconditional love is not a thing. Everybody can fuck up love.
That does not mean you have to.
Well, I mean, if it can be fucked up, if the love can be broken, then it is conditional.
True.
Okay, so check this out. Let's do this. Let's look at your body, Flow State. Like, for real. We've learned how
we got to.
All right. You look at my face, I'll look in here.
Okay, so
right.
Let's just go back to biology, though, for real. Like I said, death is a delusion we've made real because of our failure to be life-giving and loving with every breath. Because what I've learned is your neuron was the tree of knowledge from biology. From your body.
Biology.
Yes, cellular biology of eternal life is right here, brother. It's
cellular biology of eternal life.
Yes, Bruce Lipton is
nevertheless everything dies. The whole everything wherever we're at, where there's a planet, a plane, a dome, whatever, everything is in a cycle, right? We're all part of a cycle.
That's only due to a dimensional fall, brother. Entropy.
So you're solipsistic.
No. These are laws of thermodynamics. entropy being one of them, but the original law of thermodynamics confirms that the energy we're made of never dies. But because we convert the unconditional love we're breathing, which is the Holy Spirit of heaven, God, because or anytime we have conditionally loving thoughts, we convert that, and you can measure this electrochemically. When you inhale, you're breathing in pure love. When you exhale, if you were conditional in your love, you can measure chemical toxins, chemical molecules that are toxic because you knew conditions into love. So that's a fact. No one can refute this.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
What the
we
fuck do you
breathe
mean?
because we
Pure
have
love.
to.
Because we're breathing in air or smoke. And love is a sentiment or a feeling or sometimes an action. But
No,
it's
it's
not.
Actually, you're breathing in polymer, sodium, gold, all kinds of stuff is what you're breathing in. We just call it oxygen.
I'm breathing in menthols.
There's just like all things, y'all. There's dimensions to reality, and so there's the atomic dimensions or layers. We'll just say, right? So there's layers to this equation of what we're breathing, but at the core,
You're just making claims out of things that don't fit together. If I told you that blue is crunchy and nobody can say that's not fact,
no,
go
I'm
ahead.
telling
Tell
you,
me that blue isn't crunchy.
I'm telling you fact, brother. It's measurable frequencies.
And you can crunch blue.
You can measure blue, yes. You can measure
It's
the
called
life force energy
Viagra.
of blue. For instance, plasma, which is the foundation of physics. We know, they say, physicists know, 99.999% of the universe is made of plasma. It's the fourth state of matter, they say. And it's
Are you aware that plasma is gold once it's petrified?
I am.
No,
I mean,
okay.
that's why they know gold represents the sun. Yeah. I mean, look at gold. It is the sun.
You guys got the same batch of bath salts, huh?
Well, actually, plasma really does turn to gold once it's petrified. And all the electronics that you use, the processor is gold. Yeah,
Right.
you breathe in gold. And the gold that we wear as jewelry is actually the petrified plasma of the giants, if you actually wanted to know the truth.
Right, brother. And so check it out. You said that so well because really gold is a metal of the sun energetically.
It's a
like
natural element. Gold is a natural element.
Absolutely. But like as a frequency, like everything that exists, y'all, has a measurable frequency signature that gives it an identity, meaning tells you if it's life-giving or not. And anything that's not life-giving is simply a distorted frequency of energy. You can measure this stuff.
You have the same sort of topic hopping method of speaking that Word Wizard does.
No, we're sticking very.
No, you're not. You shift. You start off in one place and then you shift it to another real quick.
Well, that's not in my intention, brother. I'm just talking about the core elements of existence.
I think it is. That's why I pointed it out. I think it is an intentional speech pattern. But go ahead. I don't expect you to concede it, and I'm just pointing it out.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, brother. Thankfully, the original law of God is to see and know the greatest good that God is in all things at all times. Now, imagine if we did that as a collective.
Now, where did that one come from?
Genesis 2:17.
What is it again?
Genesis 2:17.
No, I mean, what does it say?
It says, "But do not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you do, you'll surely die."
But you said before that the first law of God.
That's the original law that reconciles the original sin, which was what caused our descent from divine dimensions of Eden, heaven. This is all physics facts, y'all. No one in the universe can refute these.
See, there it is. There it is. You just hop topics again.
No.
It's not physics.
Brother, it is. These are measurable frequency facts. And the courts know this.
What
and that's
is
why
a
they
Oh, Jesus.
fact?
There it goes.
What is a frequency fact?
That the universe is made out of measurable unconditional love. If you guys do a little research.
No, not an example of a
whoa.
frequency fact, but what actually is it? When you say something's a frequency fact, what does that mean?
Yes.
Meaning all things are energy in the universe, and you can use tools, scientific, quantified tools, meaning mathematical tools.
Do you have one of the tools?
No, I do not. But I
Aaron, but you just know all the answers of the tools.
Aaron,
you can look up what things are.
What's a quantific tool?
What's a what?
a quantum physics tool you talked about. What is that?
Yeah, what's one called? I want to order one.
Aaron, can I expand on what you're saying?
Please do, brother. I so appreciate your input.
All right, so
Own a friend.
from a frequency vibration, there is a vibration of truth. Now we're all on our own vibrations and frequencies, and I would assume that the common ground that's bringing us to conclusion or resonance would be a truth resonance. You could look at it from like an archaic record, or there's many perspectives to look at that, but there's a common ground, and then there's the objective goal of a frequency or timeline that you're trying to get to, right? Or no?
Well, here's the deal. Like, what I hear you asking is essentially, I feel, yes, there's the timeline we're all going to, which is like all humanity has been pleading, praying for, like, this return to Eden. Eden means paradise. And who doesn't want to live in paradise here?
Me.
Okay, now why is that?
It's true. Because utopia would be incredibly boring, and people are at their maximized well-being while they're achieving their goals, making progress towards their goals, which necessitates a problem or at least something that could be improved upon. So if everything's already perfect, we're going to be bored as fucking miserable, and we're going to fuck it up immediately.
We could at least try to head towards perfection instead of what we've
Well,
been
sure,
told.
we should, and I don't think that we could do anything besides that, really. It's just everybody's perfection is a different.
That's the problem. Everyone's perfection is different, and people aren't communicating about
That's
what
not a problem, though.
or real.
That's not a problem. That's
When
exactly
you're
how
not-
things are supposed to be.
Well, until they're not.
But whose
God gave
idea-
everybody free will.
Whose idea of perfection is the right one?
Okay,
That's what I'm
great
trying to
question.
figure out.
Can we answer that? You guys, that's the foundation of law right there, though. Because law means an agreement. And if we can't agree on what we
No, it
all
doesn't.
are looking for,
Chuck, are you putting furniture together, doing dishes? What are you doing?
I dropped my phone. I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna hurry up and forgive you and bless you, child. My hat's off, but I'm still on the clock.
Blessings. Sarah, did you have something to say?
Well, there are many paths to this destination that we're seeking, and everyone's journey will be based on what they need for their own personal growth.
True.
So, I mean, even if you just look at all of the spiritual gurus, they have commonalities across the board, but they all approach it slightly differently.
Which is the beauty of this world's diversity, right?
Right. And my point of saying this is that the perfection isn't going to be identical for everyone. Everyone's perfection will look differently.
That's because everyone's confused.
No,
When
you're
we-
confused about everyone being confused.
How about this? I mean, I know, yes, there's always going to be reasons to disagree. And I know the idea of a world without wars and debts, closer to utopia, holy cows, that sounds crazy. People won't like that. But
when everyone's at their perfect self, you won't have these wars, Jack. You'll have your end goal that you're seeking.
Okay.
Well, when people wake up to what is perfect, and I offer this as a template for perfection. Now, it's always changing, so get over it. Perfection can't be defined. So if now is always perfect and we come together in the present, now, recognizing we are all human beings sharing this same experience. So yes, there's some who want to oppress and some who want to divide and censor and even want us to register and license everything. There's a lot of crap in this world, but I'm confident we are the return. And
There's
I think
no question. To me, everyone in existence, Jack, is the Christ returned in physical form. That's universal.
Whoa.
Which simply must be known, realized.
Which would definitely mean that Jesus isn't real.
which
Well,
I
Jesus just knew who
disagree.
he was, brother. He just said he's the morning
I
star.
disagree too, because I believe that there is a man that is coming down from the clouds, and I also believe that there is a man that will be built here, and I also believe that we are the new prophets.
We're all I mean, just like I think we can all gently, kindly agree that we're cells of the universal body of God. Every soul is, and just like the cells in our body, they give their lives to save us and to make us exist. And let's do that together. And our biology shows that when we live in honeymoon love, which is what the wedding party of the Bible leads us into, we are in a regenerative state. We're doing no harm to ourselves. So no matter what spiritual tradition you use to get there to that blissful state of love, which is what Dan Winters of Stanford University's HeartMath says is the key to ascension. And I watched this take place, y'all. I watched dimensional ascension initiate when I led the physical antis back to the Christ, like for real. And we're
And
all
who is the anti?
those who have been like the greatest adversaries to eternal life and love. That's
Who?
Well, physically, the whole world has seen Lord Jacob Rothschild as the lead Antichrist.
You need to get tested for syphilis or something. You got holes in your brain.
Yeah.
Here goes the enabling
Aaron,
part.
by your singular definition, you chose that it's the Antichrist, and so you've already faced the Antichrist and led him back to the Most High, but it's the rest of the world who hasn't listened to you.
Oh, Jack, what would happen if we all did that?
Aaron, have you physically met this guy you're calling Sir Rothschild or whatever you called him?
He twittered him. Shut up.
No. I said physically.
I have not Jacob himself. I have, for instance, like his brother's son. Yes, him and I exchanged numbers. We talked about working together. Like he's
where did you
Evelyn
meet at?
Rothschild's son, David D. Rothschild.
Where'd
We
you
met
meet at
the Venice Ale House, Rose and the Beach in Venice Beach.
I bet he's going to send you an email letter saying that he's got a bunch of money for you if you just wire him $500 to get the transaction started.
Well, check it out, y'all. Like let's honor those we care most about, and let's put our own less than heavenly egos down right now, like for real, all of ours, and let's just say, hey, what if we did lead our inner and outer conditional love leadership in our bodies and in the collective body back to our source, unconditional.
Conditional love leadership.
Offer steps. Let's make this practical and get it out of your head, Aaron. What are the steps?
Okay.
Those
back? How did you lead Rothschild back to God?
Okay, very good question. And this is how you all because you all are in the same position I was in singularly. In 2015, I was shown that I was to make this written response to, like I said, a United Nations funded global goals commercial that Stephen Hawking did. And it was literally, I can show you the video. It's very heart grabbing. Like it's moving. And it's like literally calling humanity together to save the world. Because there's good and bad aspects to all these major entities like the UN. And
you got
this
physical proofs?
What is...
Oh yeah, I can show you the video. And so the point is, Jack,
with you in it.
No, I wasn't in it. I'm just saying I wrote this, and yes, I had the screenshot of the one they responded to. Where when I hit enter on this post, y'all, literally, I went to sleep for a few hours. It was 3:33 a.m. At sunrise, 5:30ish. I had a guy, ex-military guy, waiting outside for me. That started a 9-month Truman Show status. The Fed took over my life and ran it like a movie, and put me through life and death test. I swear, y'all, it's all recorded. I was put through life. I mean, you guys asked. I'm telling you.
You went through a targeted test. You were a targeted individual, and you were going through testing.
They were testing. Literally, they were testing me and testing my abilities to embody potentially miraculous, or just embody, like, for instance, they used HARP to bring in a huge storm front on Venice Beach, for real, guys. And there was an agent out there talking to me about it. And he's like, hey, what can you do with this? Let's see your power.
What's his name?
You guys, these were not guys who walked up and introduced themselves to me. They were agents. I literally got swarmed with agents. I'm telling you, it's as crazy as it sounds.
How big is a swarm?
I feel like we're having that experience right now.
All right, guys, I'm just telling you so you guys know what they know, and please don't let unholy spirits rob you from the sovereignty that you can literally receive through.
No. We're trying to get the facts. That's all, just facts.
These are facts, you guys. You can't get sovereignty without facts. These are facts. The British Crown, through the bar, British Secretary Registry.
No, we do not. We do not live under the bar.
You guys, you guys, I'm just telling you how you can
telling your stories, Aaron.
Crown.
It's the same. It's the same script.
How can I help you guys?
Time.
May I request the voice of reason?
Well,
I don't know if you think I'm crazy.
I've asked what are the steps, as you keep saying, you keep going back to try and explain yourself, prove yourself, make yourself the whole fucking topic. Well, if
bigger than life. Yep.
Hey,
you guys.
If the goal, Aaron,
ask a question,
Aaron,
answer them.
The question, Aaron, here's the question.
Yeah.
If we share the goal to lead the leaders, and I'm not going to succumb to whatever, if we're to lead others to love, what is the steps rather than just bowing to Aaron?
No, this is not about me, brother. Like,
okay,
let's clear that.
Great.
It's
great.
Not about me, other than I'm
prove
telling
it's
you
not all about you.
Concentrate, Aaron.
I'm concentrating. You guys, you've asked me questions.
The step.
Here, Chuck, let him be. Please.
Okay.
The step is like right now. Lead that conditional love in you back to unconditional love. I did this with those who wanted to kill me.
Wait. Lead that conditional love.
Like, just start right now, Jack. Like, what if you, as the leader of this space, led all those thoughts and emotions?
What if you're the problem in this space and not the solution like you think? What if?
Okay.
I mean, what if, Aaron? I mean, honestly, I don't mean to continue, but you and we have unresolved. You are a man who is just stuck in denial and just repeating over and over, yet you're so quick to assume others are wrong. So, Aaron.
For example.
For example.
Say it again, Jack.
Step one. One. What's the first thing we
do? Here's a demonstration.
You guys have no sovereignty. Like, do the weight.
All right, Aaron, I'm done.
Bye, Aaron. It's been nice meeting you, Father. So hold on, holy last rites.
Well, put the hat on.
Let me place. If you can't yield yourself, Aaron, you're not going to be welcome here. Okay, you can take your God's given message and go tell it.
Bring your shit show over here.
Well, there you go. You can go to Flo. He's actually, I honestly think it would be a good conversation because Aaron expresses it very well and Flo has been very resistant to greater.
So you're using him like a battering ram to try to plow down some of my stickier resistances to.
No, actually, another part of it, you would be able to communicate with Aaron without your past feelers.
Oh, yeah,
right?
That's true.
And I do keep stumbling me. I see it. And it's not really
Jack, there's no reason to let this dude get under your skin. Like,
oh, I know.
Okay. That's the thing that should get under your skin the most.
I know.
This is fascinating. I love this.
Yeah.
Well, I get why Jack let him get under his skin, because Jack resonates with some of the things that Aaron says, but then Aaron goes off into crazy land. And
okay, what's crazy? Please, let's speak.
Oh, you know what's crazy. Don't act like you don't.
The Soros, the Rothschilds.
I haven't heard him say anything crazy.
Well,
it just comes
stop
off
it.
as
That's not helping. That's not helping him. It's just hurting you.
Fake.
Oh, okay.
But in general, what he's saying isn't wrong. We all are trying to go to unconditional love and perfection. And
that's not a thing. I said earlier that unconditional love isn't a thing. It doesn't exist.
Well,
It definitely
Okay.
exists. It's just
Love,
incredibly
every love has
difficult
conditions.
for
God's love
humans
has
to do.
conditions. Jesus's love has
Love
conditions. Family
only
love has
according
conditions.
to
I
man.
don't think the God of the Bible is the real God. So, but the
Well,
real God has unconditional love.
Well,
let's
that is
let's-
described in the Bible as well. It is.
Yeah.
The-
There's no other
where?
thing that can be God than the morning star Jesus said he is, the sun.
What
There's
was
just the
it?
universe
Genesis. God got
Sarah.
mad at the world and
Did
flooded
anyone
it
just
out.
hear him tell you that Jesus is the morning star?
Sarah,
Yeah.
did you know that Jesus of Nazareth had a daughter named Sarah?
I did not know that.
You should
y'all
look,
are all
Which
lost.
was
look
that
it-
in?
Lost.
That's
look
obviously
into it.
not one of the ones
Look-
that's in the Bible. Which one was
Just
that
look
in?
into it. It's a Gnostic perspective. It's
Which
Look at Jack's
Gnostic book
face, y'all. Look at Jack.
is what I'm asking. Which book is that in? I have several, but I haven't read that one.
he has
Poor
two.
Jack.
He has two sons and one daughter.
Okay. With Mary Magdalene?
Jack,
Yes.
I got a question for you, Jack.
I knew I had children.
If I have it.
Jesse, most mothers have not had their love tested to see if it's unconditional.
Mm, that's
And
a-
many of those who
Hold on.
have do not have it.
no, unconditional love is a foreign concept to most people. Hell, love is a foreign concept.
It's like perfection. It's
Well,
it's a concept
okay,
that everybody holds
regardless.
around, but it's not a reality anybody's experienced.
Hello. Well, you're
It
wrong.
requires
Right.
God.
There
You can't do it
is
alone. Sorry, Jack. Keep going.
there's been thousands of years of people talking about love and the infinite expression of love that may be the force of creation that we call God. That's where I land at. I land at unconditional love, the expression of love, a love that mankind has yet to fully understand. I think that's there. It's within
Man
us.
has yet to fully understand it, but you understand it.
It's around us. Yes, I
And
sought
Sarah
to know.
understands it, and Aaron understands it,
Many people
Okay, Flo,
And-
let me
have.
and Jesse understands it in the chat.
Yes.
No,
Possibly.
you're all just
So-
deluding yourself.
I understand it as well, but I
Okay,
come
Goblin
to
is
the
also
conclusion that.
crazy.
But I come to the conclusion that I put the conditions on it, making it
There
conditional.
you go.
nailed
There
it.
you go.
Thank you, brother. So, Flow State, let me ask you this, brother.
Hmm.
You can see the sun, right? Is it conditional in its love?
It doesn't love me.
Oh, that's sad.
I mean,
The
I
sun
know, but
loves
we don't live in Teletubby land. We live in reality. I do. I don't know where the fuck all you people live.
Okay, so so let's just do this. Use the frequency feeler that your nerves are, and tell me what you feel when you feel the sun, that perfect like spring summer day. Like, what is
Hot.
that emotion that you feel there?
It's not an emotion, it's a temperature.
Energy and motion is everything. That temperature is an emotion. So whatever.
It's not love.
You can
I
get
don't feel
semantics,
love
but
when I stand in the sun. I feel the sun. I might
It's a-
enjoy it. It might make me happy if I'm cold, but if I'm
It's
hot,
a chemical
I do.
reaction.
No,
I mean-
here it is.
Thank you.
Appreciation, gratitude, compassion, or care. When we appreciate that sun, the warmth of the sun, we feel a little gratitude. That is the love
Whoever
that's
posted that,
but that's just how we feel about something. That's not because the sun loves us.
it's receiving. Okay. How about this? Well, all of the love we feel, it is the love who we are. Okay. And so if we can love the sun, if we can find a connection to the sun and feel the appreciation and gratitude, that is our love. And it is received from the sun, but it's through.
No, it's us having a feeling about something that has no feeling to us. It's not real love. There's not really a connection there.
Is
You
that
know those little
relevant?
head massagers that feel awesome? The
Flow.
wire things? What?
Flow. You're thinking with your mind, and
I
we're here
love
to
those.
get into the heart, because the heart does know. I mean, you're right. It's a thing. It's not really anything, but so is a person.
Well, let's
There's
just say this. Let's just witness this.
Unconditional love isn't a feeling. It is the choice and a desire to want what is best for someone else, even if it isn't what you want for yourself.
Okay.
So you want what's best for them, even if, like,
And
if you
the
were to
Son has
leave
that
me,
for us,
I
or
would
we have
still
it for the
love
Son?
you and take care of you, even if it hurts me or would have hurt me, to the point that it no longer hurts me because now I want what's best for you, that it doesn't affect me anymore. That's that detachment from your own expectations,
And
That's
yet,
what unconditional love is.
essentially.
Sarah, let me
Well,
ask you
then the
this.
phrase doesn't describe what it is. There are conditions on love. If there are, I can't remember what Angeline said down there, requirements or something.
There's no
Okay.
requirements, but there's
Or not
boundaries.
requirements.
Like
Boundaries, right.
Someone
That's a condition.
intentionally
That is a condition.
misusing you doesn't mean you stop loving them, but you don't.
I think the
have to
problem
be
is
with
that
them.
nobody cares what the fuck words mean. They just like to move them around however they decide.
Most people think that if you love someone, you are with them, and they think loyalty means you're always in their presence or around them. You do
No.
not have to be in anyone's life to love someone unconditionally. In fact, you can only be in it once and
If
never
there
go
are
back.
boundaries, a boundary is a condition.
How about this? Okay.
No, a boundary is actually how you form love. If you have no boundaries, you're going to cause harm to each other.
So
You
you,
need boundaries to be
we
healthy.
can right.
A
We can live in
boundary is
fear
setting
and-
conditions.
There you go.
How
So check
about
it out.
this? When we love the experience, then you can love everything in the experience and not be so conditional on this thing or that thing, because it's the experience, it's the totality. And that's what God has offered us. I believe God loves the totality of us. And we
So-
can do the same.
So, flow state, let's do this. Let me ask you, is there anything that makes a man feel more loved than having, say, that beloved of his, that woman he loves the most, love and adore him more than anything else? Like, is there anything
I
more valuable than
disagree
that?
with that.
Okay.
Heroin.
All right. Personal preference, I guess.
I mean, it was a joke, but it's also not a joke.
Okay. I mean, I can see and feel what you're saying.
Yeah. But go ahead and just keep going to where you were going to try to take it.
Well, I got a feedback that you disagreed. Tennessee. I'm sorry. What was your name again?
Chuck in Tennessee. He loves to disagree.
Okay, Chuck. So,
He disagrees.
what's your thoughts? Like, you don't believe in that? Being adored by your beloved is the best love?
It's a good kind of love. The best love I feel is the love of the Creator.
Well, is
There's
that not
nothing
your ultimate
more.
beloved? Here's my thing. Like, I take a holistic approach to this because I know that Creator of ours is known as the all in all, and I feel like my beloved, my wife, my bride, which is what the Bible's all about, is the bride and the groom, right? So my bride is the all in all. She's the physical embodiment of the Creator in the blessing of like a body that I can hold and love and share, and it's like just such powerful presence with because of this gift of physicality. And that
You
to
can
me,
do that with children too.
oh no, for sure. No, but what I'm saying is biologically, our cells stop being harmed when we live in that emotion of blissful or honeymoon love, which is again that key to ascension as well. Dimensional ascension is that same frequency. So this is why this is so important, y'all, is really the only way to get everything we've always wanted is to remain in the frequency of this energy field, which is a measurable honeymoon-like love. Because it's literally the sacred marriage.
So how do you suggest people get there?
Well, I love this question. This is what our government's for. At the origin of government, the assemblies, which became the churches, the people, put together government to uphold God's law, to restore heaven on earth. Like, that's the purpose.
Okay, so
the people just simply take.
Well, then you know where the deception comes from. Very simple.
Wait a minute. Did you just say the government is going to get us there? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, absolutely.
What
That's
do
what government is for. And the only reason why our government's been doing the opposite is because we're not doing what we're meant to constitutionally and biblically. There's no higher law in this land, you guys, than the Constitution and the Bible.
the Constitution of the Bible?
There is no higher law in this land.
The
No higher law.
question was, you said people need to spend time in the energy of unconditional love. I asked, what is your suggestion? You brought up the government. So for the viewers today, what is their step to spend time in this unconditional love energy that you say is the solution for mankind?
I love it.
mean,
The only
if
way
the
to do
viewers
so.
aren't connected to the government, what are we going to offer them today?
So it's all connected because remember, if you don't govern your own emotions, you
Mhm,
harm yourselves.
mhm. So how do you suggest
Well,
people
you
do
can
what
just
you're
like
saying they
just like
must?
Chuck said, you can see your creator as your ultimate beloved and remain in that like biblical wedding party emotion of like, wow, my creator just rocks my world every moment I connect with how powerfully good and loving and holy and righteous God is.
Mhm.
Like that resonating in that heart-centered emotion, y'all, will literally heal you and start to regenerate you, according to Bruce Lipton's work in his book, The Honeymoon Effect.
Has that worked for you? I mean, rather than book, has it worked for you?
Oh, absolutely, brother. This is why people look 10 years younger when they're like, that's why I was celebrating the epic time I've been having with my beloved. Like we just spent 3 months together in practicing that emotion, and it's the best ever. And it
Is that
literally
what she
starts to
say?
regenerate you. Was that?
You
Would
say
she
3
agree?
months?
She totally agrees. I got all kinds
Well,
of like, yeah,
okay.
there's
Well,
nothing better. Like,
I only
no matter
asked.
how
I
that-
only asked because I saw you contradicting, presenting a false narrative of what I've experienced with you. I'm just wondering if others have that.
Jack, I love it. See, right there, brother. What if you kept the original law of God and stopped knowing the worst in me and just said,
Hey,
you know what?
Aaron.
Aaron, you should cam
Go ahead.
up.
I will. Yeah, that would be
I
helpful.
want to see your facial expressions while you
I think
spew this shit.
I think he's in the dark. But
I think that he's playing a part or a role.
this is how he is. He's in this state, looping in his head.
Jack, if
And
this was your experience, brother, what would you do?
Well, here, Aaron.
Aaron, let's see you. Come on.
What I
on
would have
cam.
done if I was you, number
Yeah.
one, I would have followed through with my words and not made excuses and
Brother,
blame.
Number
Jack, two,
Jack.
I would have actually you don't want my answers. Go ahead.
Well, no,
On cam.
go ahead and
On
finish.
cam.
I just
Yeah,
wanted to
would you
respond to
cam
what
up,
said.
Aaron?
Go ahead and finish.
Jack,
I'm
remember,
not
it's
I
about
might be able
him.
to get there.
Remember.
Penial power looking fantastic and tough, looking hella tough.
Like
You
a
guys are
mango.
such a crack up, man. This is the wildest show, this reality show here on
With
YouTube,
the homies.
Jack. You got quite
No.
the show going, bro.
People are quick, man.
We
That's
appreciate
all
the
right.
compliment,
I'm
but we
sure-
still want you on cam.
Still a lot of deflection.
Well,
Yeah.
I would actually appreciate a real life conversation. I've been trying
So Jack,
repeatedly with you, Aaron, but you're just, praise God. At some point, I trust people will want to know rather than want to believe. But I don't know.
here, let's.
I guess in a way, in
What
a
if we all-
back asswards kind of way, the government is leading us there by putting us into a dark night of the soul. Like a global dark night of the soul is what they're
You
leading us.
know, I don't know
Sarah,
that
you're
Aaron's a
nailing
good
it.
influence on you, Sarah.
Is it them or is it you?
So that's another
Touche.
good question. It's all us, you guys. So check it out. You guys, our government is simply embodying our lack of self-governance.
Right. So
Look at it. It's
I
the
do.
macro.
I
of the
focus
micro.
pretty good at governing myself, Aaron, and I've been suggesting there's paths for us to pursue.
Okay, so
Does
Jack,
anyone
there
else want to try and speak to the people who call themselves leaders in this nation? I'd love to.
Well, here's what I told you, Jack. This is what I want to address with you because you
back
keep
to
bringing up
what you
that things are unresolved. And I know where we had an issue was I said, brother, I can't do these things that you asked me to agree to.
I know you can't do anything because you find excuses and blame, Aaron.
Please let me finish,
So I'm
brother.
not going to sit here and have you. You know what?
Soros won't give him
After this,
permission.
He's
said,
not even
brother,
on
if
cam.
we cannot stay lawful, we don't have sovereignty to address these issues.
yeah, I know. You're always so quick to judge and condemn and to preach. Praise
It's not that,
God.
brother.
You're
Like,
constantly
it's such
preaching.
an
Oh,
important
no, it's not that. It's not that, is it, Aaron? Nobody else can be right. No, here, please, Aaron, tell me why
Aaron,
I'm
it's awfully dark over there. I can't see your face.
just
Okay. Well, I need to hop off. Thank you for letting me up, Jack.
Sarah, thank you.
Good luck.
Have a
Bye.
pleasant night, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
You know, it is Friday night.
Hell yeah. You gonna go eat some vegan food or something?
Jack, I do have to
Ugh.
ask you and let you know. I hope she didn't take that like derogatory just towards her. It was just a question, like, you know what I'm saying? Are the masses playing a part in why our servants are doing this or what? Yeah. I just hope it wasn't directed like specifically towards her, and she knows that.
I don't think she was upset. Sarah's she's pretty solid in herself, I think.
Yeah, she is.
I do think maybe it is time to wrap it up, though. Uniting the mind and heart, golly geez. All it takes is the attention and the willingness, because every moment is an opportunity for us to unite our own minds and hearts, to try and unite with the minds and hearts of others. But people make it tough.
What if we saw the best good in each other, Jack? Would that make it easier?
Yeah,
Besides
it
the
would.
original law of
It
God.
would make it
Can you
easier
do
for
that?
somebody to be a sucker. It'd make bad decisions easier if
Yeah,
we just
Jack.
chose to see the good in everybody and not see also the bad.
Jack,
Yeah,
I can do that, brother.
You can't ignore that.
He's trying to ignore the bad in me, which is me calling out the bullshit in his message, and the fact that he's still off camera for some reason. Hiding.
Hey, Jack, I appreciate the time, brother. I'll catch you another time.
All righty. Thank you, Goblin.
Goblin.
Appreciate you joining. Yeah, it's fascinating. I would actually, Aaron and Flo, I would encourage you guys have a conversation, see where it goes.
And the offer stands. You're welcome to come spread your insanity on my panel, but you have to cam up.
You got it. Yeah, Flo, I just want you to know, man, I would be happy to. Anyone who's willing to hear this with like a heart that I have for you all, like I just want to share with you what I saw work. And it literally triggered ascension, and we're all meant to do this. And the only way to do it is to show up with unconditional positivity.
But you got to bring specifics.
You just stay pure positive, brother.
Nobody should ever show up anywhere with unconditional positivity. That's a sucker.
Well, no, don't be so.
Yeah, bro. When you're around people that make the best of everything, you attract what's happening, bro. It really is. The flow state can only exist when you make the best at everything. That's a physics fact.
Well, you can have your head in the clouds, but you got to keep your feet on the ground. In reality,
he doesn't though. Yeah,
His
feet are not on the ground.
Bro, did you read the book of the flow state? What's it called? Something fire. The Genome Project guys, they wrote that, or one of them wrote that book all about the flow state, which the military and all the like corporate execs got all over because it's all physics facts. And it's all about flow state. You can't get in a flow state without pure positivity.
You need to quit invoking physics facts and then claiming that there's some special meter that can read waves that you don't have and I don't have, and you don't know what it's called, so I can't look it up. It's like Scientology in here.
Bro.
Yep.
Look up what you measure frequencies with, and that's what you can get.
An EMF meter?
Sure.
I have one.
Oscilloscope?
It doesn't measure love. It doesn't measure all these weird-ass things you're saying. It measures radio waves. It's radio waves. It's not any of the other wonky shit that you say. It's not intentions. It's not positivity. It's not
Bro.
love.
Bro,
Huh.
if you knew the frequency address, like the numerical
God
frequency
damn.
address of
Oh,
what you're
boy.
speaking of, you would know. Jacob or David Rockefeller Jr. has admitted this to me. And actually took down his bro. Laugh all you want. Nikola Tesla said everything is
I
revealed.
mean, didn't you know before you started speaking that name wasn't going to lend you credibility?
Nikola Tesla?
No, the other one.
Rockefeller or Rothschild or whatever it was.
Would you say whatever you want? That guy knows frequencies more than most families on Earth. They took over all of our electricity and everything else, like music and all that. They've retuned to be disharmonic with this frequency I speak of because they didn't want you to gain your God powers. Wake up.
Do you
And
have
I
your
work
God
in
seeing-
powers?
electronics. I
seeing-
know how to
They're
measure
watching
frequency.
you guys, like their agents and stuff, watch you guys reject this gift and like, oh, they still want their slavery. That's why we bring it.
I think the
What
agents
agent?
are more like. I think that the agents are more provocateurs in nature. Would be my guess. Not so much like
and if you
watching
and if
and
you're
laughing
going
at it.
by what's put on YouTube,
You guys, if you were the Rockefellers running the mainstream media with the Bushes and such, the CIA, would you not watch who's shining light or revealing the ultimate truth that breaks you from the deception? You're all being watched. All you truth tellers, like, come on. They've got AI all over this.
Correct.
So, hello.
Yeah, okay. You're right. In that regard, we are being watched. I know that I am. I'm on lists.
You're keeping such close records of our collective enlightenment / awakening because we're
I
coming
bet
in.
George Bush Sr. once. Does that count?
Yeah.
I landed on Ron Jeremy at a concert while I was crowd surfing.
Ew,
George-
that's gross.
George Bush Sr., bro, has been a huge player in the world. You don't know that, right?
You borged out. I didn't hear a word you
The
said.
demons got you.
George Bush Sr. has played a huge role in the New World Order agenda.
Has he?
Dude, of course.
He was like running
Absolutely.
the CIA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
he
know who
ran
the
the
CIA
CIA. That's not the New World Order.
Okay, if you don't, Chuck, if you don't know that connection, brother, please go do some homework. Hey, what I brought up here in the back is the Heart Math Institute.
Nice.
This is a place that's talked about. I learned of it from Dr. Joe Dispenza, but then others as well. And it's talking about a lot of the things Aaron has been speaking of regarding loving frequencies, the frequencies of love. And it's an interest. There's a lot of interesting things being put together and presented around the world today. I'm confident we are here to change the world, that we are the ones that were prophesized. You know, will there be a guy who comes in some form named Jesus? Who knows? You know, in the meantime, though, we know enough. We know enough to get it done. And
we know,
huh?
Well, we know Jesus told us all to do better than him, too.
That too.
As did all, like, ascended masters, you might say, right?
See, yes, the ascended masters delivered words of God, right? If we can believe those things, well, the words of God are for us to find love, to share compassion with one another, to know the truth.
Yeah.
And the truth is, we've all lost our way. We've all kind of stumbled and walked away from our greatest potential in some way or other. And if that part is true, if we walk away from what could be our greatest potential, I think that is the sin. And we don't want to carry those sins or the shame. We want to overcome and rediscover, hey, why am I here? What can I bring forth for others? Thanks for coming up, Aaron.
For sure.
He's beautiful.
I know. He is.
Come on.
Where'd my regular people hat go? This is fucked up.
Looking at two different screens.
Yeah,
here,
what are you,
but hey,
EBT or something, bro? What's going on, man?
It is the first of the month. Speaking of EBT, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Oh, it is the first, isn't it? Yep. Damn it.
There's a long
And
delay.
it's Friday. You know, I am thinking maybe I'm going to wrap it up. What do you guys think for the evening?
I'm curious to know if how Aaron feels about the passing of Mr. Kissinger.
Any thoughts
I
on
can
that
feel
one?
it. Can't you feel it collectively?
Nope.
Should it be perceived as a sad thing, in your opinion?
To me, death in any way is a very sad thing, because it's not meant to be happening. It's not natural. This energy we're made of never dies, and it's miserable. So, in his case, sadly, because he held such a role on Earth, when he passes, there's a lot of relief. I feel there's been a huge amount of emotional upliftment since he passed, in my personal feelers, and that's sad. But I'm grateful that that soul can be reset.
I think I missed some of that, but
Yeah, you were borging out a little bit there, man.
Yeah,
yes,
I think my connection is a little slow for video.
Yep. You're right. But Jack's wrapping up anyways.
I am.
He's
Yeah.
wrapping it up like it's a one-night
Sounded like a
stand.
question. Sounded like a question there, Jack.
What's that?
Sounded like a question. You said I am?
Oh no, I am wrapping it up. I was
Oh.
actually just dropping this to our friend HMFIC of Steve has his Friday night throwdown starting up shortly.
Aaron, there's some people in the chat. I've seen a few comments asking for a roar.
Let it up out of you, Aaron.
What's that?
Let it up out of you.
Roar! I'll go first.
Yeah, I had a powerful roar because I was feeling like I'm over these kids having to wait for us to all step up. So yeah, I had a really sincere roar there, and a lot of negative judgment on it, but that's y'all's choice. I know.
I
I'm
like
over
the feeling of that. I should roar more often. Can't believe
I'm
I haven't
over it.
done that until now.
I'm over the suffering for all our loved ones. We can't let it go on anymore.
That's what I agree.
Are you a caricature of Jack?
We share Christ-like heart, and all I have ever asked is that we team up on sharing that presence.
What happens when you? Oh, Angeline roared too hard. Be careful. You got to take little roars at first. Start off with a bark. If a roar is too much, start with a bark.
Or what if we just started with being angelic?
No, that's too big a leap.
Why?
Is there any other way to heaven?
Some of these people are barely slugs.
It depends on perspective.
Seriously, what if we all had an angelic response?
I'm just kidding. My response was insincere based on the fact that angels are made up beings. So I'm going to let myself out first. It's been weird.
Well played.
Thank
you, my friend. I appreciate you, Flo. And we are wrapping up, but welcome, sister.
Hey guys, I was driving, so I couldn't jump on, but I was so proud of you guys today. Good job on getting everybody to communicate. So it's Ahava. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Ahava.
It was good to hear you too today. I was like, wow, the boys are talking. That's great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the encouraging words, Ahava.
Yeah. So I know you guys are wrapping up, but I just wanted to send some love.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister. Your connection is a little sketchy too. I'm going to throw you the back though. Thank you very much for joining. Aaron or Sean, anything else?
Yeah, Jack,
Yeah, no, it's
Full
been very
reconciliation
interesting. I think in
means-
the.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead, my
Sorry.
bad.
I would delete.
Go ahead,
I'm sorry.
John.
Yeah, no, I was just saying. It's been a while since I saw Mr. Aaron around, so it's maybe he'll start popping up more. I do have a lot of questions I feel I could ask, but I want to let Jack wrap up. He's gonna hit the club. He's all dressed up already. Maybe a little more gel. Maybe a little more gel, and he's ready to hit the town. So
Hit me up
Amen.
from
Spokane,
Eli,
watch
brother.
out.
Amen. Thank you, brother. Have a good night. Aaron, thank you for joining again. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for hosting us, brother. And I'm all about making all things as right as they can possibly be, brother.
I want to believe that, and I trust that. I trust that because most people are like that. We do want to do what's right.
And I invite you
So
to keep me
find it.
accountable, all of you.
Well, only you can keep yourself accountable, and the things I brought up, you expect me to prove. So if you seek to know, I'm happy to help point you to some of the things that have stumbled us in the past. But if you tell you what, when we're allowed to have different conversations than what was offered to me in the past from you, Aaron, I look forward to it.
Wonderful.
All you got to do is actually do what you say you're doing. You actually just need to care. But this has been my life where I've actually offered this explanation to you, Aaron, and to the others who join my panel. Please pay attention to your beliefs, your thoughts. Please make sure you're not accusing me of what you're doing, because this is what I've been living with for a long time. So it's our life. Aaron, it's a pleasure to see you again.
You too, brother.
And I'm gonna finish this up myself.
Sounds
Did I
good.
allow? Would you like to offer anything though?
No, brother. I just appreciate your heart, and I'm grateful to make things right in all ways.
Respect. Much love, my friend. So, while admittedly I was part of bringing up some of the past, it was my intentions are to try and bring resolve. And I know some of it wasn't maybe helpful. What I hope was received is what was shared. And what was shared here by several people is some beautiful perspectives, some experiences, some things that we've all learned along the way. What I'm offering myself is the practice, each of us. There is a love, there is a presence of love that is within us, it's around us, and it's far beyond what we can imagine. There is a love that is, and we can experience the love through our awareness. It is through our awareness, our mind's eye, our focus. That is where our experience is really happening. So if you want more love in your life, bring your mind into your heart. Okay? And with that connection, triangulating your mind and heart together, then you can look and see the world around you and what you've experienced in your memories. You can see those with a different perspective, maybe one with a little more appreciation, maybe a little more compassion, a little more gratitude, a little more care. Brothers and sisters, unite your mind and heart today with the intention of these things. Your life will start improving. It's just the way it works. The energies that feel good for a reason, because they bring us closer to God, closer to God's love. And brothers and sisters, God's love is what we're made of. Varying different forms and pieces and all sorts of layers and layers of energies and time and intelligence. All of those layers and layers of things come forth to be you and to be me. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, give yourself a smile, because there's a divine creation in front of you. And, This life is an adventure, so forewarning my scheduling and patterns in the future on YouTube. I don't know what I don't know. I am all about change and development, though, and I'm prayerful that things may change for me soon. But till then, thank you again, brothers and sisters. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you, and God bless.